Welcome to the Saturday Cup of Joe podcast. This podcast is dedicated to EAS employees of the U.S. Postal Service and members of the National Association of Postal Supervisors. So, pour yourself a cup of coffee and join us for today's episode. And now, here's your host, Robert Wakefield.
Good morning, Branch 32, and good morning, Naps family, wherever you may be listening, whether it will be in California, Washington, Arizona. These are just to name a few places that have listened to the podcast in the last week or so. Thank you so much for doing that. I am your host, Robert Wakefield. Thank you. President of Branch 32. That's right. Got another fantastic show lined up for you. So let's go ahead and pour that first cup. Rain, shine, or snow, postal workers deliver every single day. And on National Postal Employee Appreciation Day, the Nashville Post Office Credit Union wants to say thank you to the people who keep our community connected. Join us on July 1st for Burgers and Hot Dogs, a community blood drive with a $10 gift card for every donor, and special giveaways, including $101 gift cards as we celebrate 101 years of serving our members. Come on out, grab a bite, give back, and let us appreciate you. The Nashville Post Office Credit Union, people helping people since 1925. And for our first cup this morning, we are going to continue our series called Caffeine and Candidates. It's a chance where we get to talk to people who are running for office at the regional level, at the national level, and it's really been a great series. And today is going to be no different as far as our special guest is concerned, because this guy's been around for a long time. And so please welcome to the show, Jaime Elizondo. Jaime, how are you?
I'm doing great, Robert. How are you?
I am really good. Thanks so much for being on the show. Have you ever been on the podcast before? I don't think you have.
No, I haven't. I've listened in a few times, but I haven't been on it.
Okay, well, we got to do better than that. So we got to get you more on here more often, that's for sure. So you are currently the Southern Region Area Vice President, and you took. Did you take that over after Tim Ford?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so how long have you been in this office?
I've been in 4 years.
4 years. Okay. All right. I couldn't remember if this was their first term or this was your second term. So this is your second term that you're just finishing.
That's correct.
Okay. But before that, you were the Texas area vice president. Now, what is the difference for you going from the Texas area to the Southern region?
Well, it's a different set of players that I deal with. Mm-hmm. As a Texas area VP, I basically dealt with the DMs in the state of Texas. And now I deal with DMs across that whole Southern region. And I also deal with the area VPs on the post office side. So you're just taking up, same process, you're just taking it up a notch.
Okay.
Taking it up a level.
Did that surprise you how much? Because it would surprise me going from Texas to the Southern region, which goes from Texas to Florida.
It is quite an area to cover, and I have 4 area VPs that I work with, mm-hmm. And so there's always something going on somewhere.
Right.
So it is. I retired last January.
Oh, good for you.
Yes, and I've been busy ever since. It's actually been. People say, "What are you going to do in retirement?" I said, "I'm doing it. I'm trying to help people in their in any way possible."
That's exactly right. Now, is it true? And I think it is, that you were the one that invented the Jaime clap that we use at national conventions.
Well, yes and no. I didn't invent it, but I did bring it to NAPS, and the way that came about is I was chosen to be the host at the 100th anniversary in Louisville.
Okay.
And I had attended an event in Houston, and they had a litany of people they were trying to introduce.
Mm-hmm.
So the lady said, you know what? We're not going to clap for the people as I introduce them. We'll just clap at the end. And so there was some smattering of boos. But she said, okay, we'll just give everybody a clap.
Right.
And so I said, that's a pretty good idea. So in the program, there was a part where I had to introduce all these historical figures that been with NAPS throughout the years.
Right.
And that's when I said, look, we're going to give everybody one clap. I'm going to say the name, you give them one clap. And they went over real well. There was people standing up. I said, okay, just sit down. You get one clap. Stand up, sit down. Stand up, sit down. Let's go.
Right.
And so from there, it just went on. And so I attempted to get residuals.
But it's not working out for you.
That's why they don't hardly refer to it as the Jaime clap anymore. They just say the one clap.
Okay.
Because it's in litigation, so that's all.
It's in litigation. Good for you. Well, I remember the first time that I was at a national convention, and they did that, and they called it the Jaime clap, and I didn't know you then. And I said, why do they call it that? That is the most unusual thing I've ever seen. So, but that's the reason you're the one that introduces. So you get the name of that. That's pretty awesome. So tell me something, Jaime. For the next 2 years, if you are elected once again as the Southern Region Area VP, what are some of the things that you want to try to accomplish in the Southern Region for NAPS?
Well, I'm going to try to continue to do what we've been doing so far, expand the training. My big goal is to have a regional conference for the Southern Region. Mm. The Southern Region is the only region that doesn't have a regional.
Oh, okay.
We have the 4 area, each area VP does their own training. We're the only ones that don't have a regional.
Oh, okay.
And when I first got on the board, back when I first was elected as Texas Area VP, that's the first thing I noticed was, hey, why doesn't the South have a region? Yeah. North, everybody, the other 4 regions have theirs. Why don't we have ours? And I was told, well, no, they don't want it. They this and that. So I kind of let it lie. Mm-hmm. But I said, look, I can coordinate it. I've been in training for a long time. I was a national instructor for the Postal Service. I taught at Bossier and Potomac.
Oh, wow.
I taught about 15 ASP classes.
Okay.
I was manager of training, learning and development for about 3 years. I was also the national president of the Hispanic Organization of Postal Employees.
Okay.
And I coordinated about 4 national conferences. So I said, look, I can take the bull by the horns. I can coordinate everything.
Well, that would be great. Yeah, that would be great.
And they just were steadfast against it. So I kind of let it go. So when I first became Southern Region VP, I brought it up again. And I told the area VPs, look, y'all have the training money. I don't have a training budget. Y'all have it. If y'all want to do it, talk to your people. If they want me to put it together, I'll put it together.
Okay.
Well, and so there was building of steam. Then a gentleman put in a resolution not to allow area VPs to attend other area training.
Oh yeah, was that the last convention? I think it was, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
And so, and I understood what he was looking at. He questioned why. They say the Texas Area VP was going to the Florida area training. Mm-hmm. And same thing with Shiree in Cottonville. Why was she going to the Central Gulf training.
Right.
Well, again, when I first got on the board, I said, I'm going to go. My counterpart next door was Louisiana. That was Roy Boudouin. I said, I'm going to go to Roy's training. They said, well, you can go, but you can't use your funds. I said, why not? Well, you can go to another area of training. I said, well, everybody else does when they have a regional.
Right.
They're not going to. I said, well, we don't have a regional. I should be able to go to somebody else's training just to pick up pointers to make my training that much better.
Exactly. Yeah. I like that.
So I put in a motion before the board. They approved it. And so we went on along those lines.
Okay.
So when I became regional, I told the area VP, support each other. Attend one of the other conferences in another area that would pick up a few tips and make yours a little bit better. So his thing was, why is Texas coming to Florida, et cetera? Mm-hmm. So he put that motion in. Well, the interpretation at the national level, NAP's headquarters was that they didn't want an area to go to another area, to the point that if I had a regional training, which we did, but say California, the Western area had regional training. If it was in my area, for example, Chuck Lum has Hawaii,
mm-hmm.
and that area. If the person that has Washington and Portland, Oregon, and all that, if they decide to do a training, Chuck Lum could not go to that training even though it was in his region because it was considered area training.
Wow, how about that? Okay.
And I said, well, the money can go, my people can go, the money can go, but I can't go.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. It really is. That's probably something that's going to be addressed at this upcoming convention. So in the few minutes that we have left, Jaime, tell me what is the biggest issue amongst NAP's members in the Southern region that you can think of off the top of your head?
Well, the biggest thing that I want everybody to understand is the Postal Service has a protocol. Mm-hmm. And they use that protocol to lengthen, delay, put aside complaints that we put forth. Whenever we bring up an issue at the headquarters level, the first thing they do is they ask, what does the district have to say?
Right.
And what does the area have to say? And if we don't have something in writing or something to say, we talk to them about it, this is their response, they'll shelve it. They won't even listen to it.
Wow.
They'll go back. And so they play that, I don't want to say call it a game, but they play it like a game.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, this is what you need to do. So that's what I'm trying to do, is have people understand the protocol. No response is a response. You send them an email, you follow up with a phone call, they don't respond, you say, hey, I tried, just take it to the next level. And I can take it from there, and we can rise it up. And they say, well,
yeah,
go back to them. I said, no, I'm not going back down. I'm going back the other direction. So exactly. You give me a response. If you don't, then we'll follow up the other way.
Well, that would be a problem. A protocol seems to be a real big thing that you would have to do, especially at being the Southern Region Vice President. So you would have to follow that. Well, listen, I think you're running unopposed. Is that correct? Unless someone's nominated from the floor? Is that correct?
That is correct as far as I know, but you never know.
You never know. That's exactly right. Yeah. Well, listen, I wish you the best of luck, Jaime, on your re-election bid to be the Southern Region Area Vice President. And that will take place, of course, at the National Convention in August in San Francisco. Jaime, thanks so much for being on the show today.
Thank you, and thank you for what you do. Those videos that you put out on processes and communication, they're fantastic. We need to replicate those. We need to let people know about your podcast, number one, but about these videos that you put out and share it to the world, and maybe put you on a residual plan as well.
Yes, I need a residual plan in the worst way. Jaime, thanks so much for being on the show today, buddy.
Thank you, Robert. Have a great one.
You too. The bell is about to ring on a brand new school year, and our local classrooms could use a little extra boost. At this year's Back to School Bash, We're coming together to support the students and the educators who make our community stronger. You can help by donating the essentials our kids need the most: crayons, glue sticks, pencils, and paper. Your generosity makes a world of difference for a child walking into class prepared and confident. Let's start the school year right together. The Nashville Post Office Credit Union, people helping people since 1925. And for our second cup today, we're going to talk about the obscure holidays for this week, the last few days of June. And today is June the 27th. And you know what today is? Are you ready for this? Today is National Onion Day. That's right, National Onion Day. So how do you go about celebrating National Onion Day? Well, this is what this website says. This is no day to cry over. Rather, here are some ideas on how to celebrate National Onion Day. So the first thing they said you should do on National Onion Day is eat onions. Oh, well, that's a first grade answer, isn't it? Your goal today is to eat them for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and for a snack. Wait a minute. Onions for breakfast? Are you serious? I don't know about that. And another way you can celebrate is grow onions in the garden. Did you know that this holiday was first celebrated on June 27th in 2019? And it's been said that the National Onion Association, the NOA, is the creator of this special holiday. Why did they choose June 27th? Well, they did that because you plant the onions in spring, and usually by the end of June, the first part of July is when they are ready. So, happy National Onion Day to each and every one of you out there. So much fun. I'd like to thank Jaime Elizondo for being on the show today, the Southern Region Area Vice President. It was good talking to him. He is running for re-election of the Southern Region once again at the convention in August. So best of luck to him. And thank you so much for listening to the Saturday Cup of Joe podcast presented by the Nashville Post Office Credit Union. Really do appreciate you doing that. And you know what to do. You need to share the show. You need to like the show. We're on YouTube. Send me a message on YouTube on what you would like to hear talked about. You can send that also to napsbranch32.org. There's a chat feature there. So do all of these things to let me know what it is you would like to talk about in future episodes of this podcast. All right, that's going to do it for today. Thanks so much for listening. And remember, every great weekend starts with a great cup of Joe. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for tuning in to the Saturday Cup of Joe podcast. Please note that the views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of Robert Wakefield and do not necessarily reflect the views of the National Association of Postal Supervisors. We welcome your questions and comments, so send those to SaturdayCupOfJoe@gmail.com.